Hey guys, welcome back to the What's Up Eddie channel, Divine Therapy Sessions. And of course, I'm the one and only Eddie. So glad to have you guys back. And these are my Divine Therapy Sessions. And in today's Eddie's Life Hack, lesson number 33, big number, big 33. It's a master number, angel number 33. Check it out. Look it up. It might have something significant to you. Yeah, guys, so today's lesson is a lesson in not following the crowd. So there's multiple lessons in this, like I always say, and I think the reason why this showed up for me as of recently is a lot of the times you can find yourself, it's real easy to follow the crowd. It's actually, I feel like it's programmed in us, you know, and it's right now it's coming to my mind. Yeah, I saw this these videos of like pranksters. They're in an elevator and they're standing in the opposite direction of where the door opens, and the one person who, or it could be two sometimes, they see that like the rest of them are turned in the opposite direction. So they're actually like, you can see them debating with themselves and they end up turning around because they're following suit. And even though that the door's on the other side. And it's funny how we do that because we get that pressure, but it's something that's learned, and it never suits us, right? It looks ridiculous when you do it. And you would even say when you look at that video, like, I wouldn't do that. But a lot of the times we would, because we don't want to look different. And I always say, guys, different is good. The difference, when you are outside of the crowd and you feel lonely, the black sheep, you are beautiful. Know that. But, okay, so you guys, the story, I like all my lessons in this Eddie's Life Hack. Most of them I've learned, a lot of them in the military. I was young, dumb. I thought I was invincible, and you know, I did things that the way that I probably shouldn't have a lot of the times, and I learned a lot of lessons, man. It was good times. It's all good times. But all right, so in this story, I'm in basic training, and there's a few things that I did wrong in this, but so the way to explain this is that, like, a lot of us, when you get hurt, you go to sick call. And what that means is, like, it's just pretty much going to the doctor, right? But like, they have their own little protocol. And so when you go to sick call, it's like it takes a day out of like the training day. Some soldiers go to actually get out of like the regular day, and some go a lot, right? But they're looked down upon. There's this system of checks and balances, of regulations. Like, I call it the good old boy system too, where like, and you could see it in like movies too, where you look down upon if you go to sick call, or if you do stuff like that, right? Like, because you're supposed to be the strong warrior, right? So I actually got hurt. I think it was like on a run or something. Yeah, it was a run. And I got back and I was like, oh, my knee's hurting. And I remember saying that out loud. And one of the guys was like, hey man, I got a pill that can help with pain, and then you're going to be able to sleep. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, let's do it. So I took it, right? And I didn't think anything about it, right? Like, I went on, and like, I remember feeling the fuzzy feeling, went to bed. And honestly, time had passed. Nothing, there was no commotion or anything about it. I didn't get in trouble or anything like that. I forgot about it. And that guy ended up, which I didn't know, was actually selling his medication. And then also so it was like a double whammy, right? He ended up like he didn't want to be in the military anymore. So he took a whole bunch of his pills. And so he ended up in the hospital. And so it's not funny, but what I'm laughing about is, like, thinking about it in retrospect now, is like, damn, it was actually pretty serious. But I remember so like the investigators went to go talk to him and stuff like that. And they're like, so look at, man, you took this many. And so they did they were doing the due diligence, right? Like, that's what investigators are going to do. They check to see, well, you got prescribed on this day. It's not matching up. You should have taken a lot more, and you're not. The amount that he should have taken, it didn't add up, right? And so he started telling the truth, and then it ended up turning into a big, huge investigation. And I remember, I didn't know how serious it was until the drill sergeants put us all in a formation. It was like, hey, whoever bought or took one of this guy's pills, tell the truth now. We're going to give you so much time. And I know why they did this now, because they knew that we were going to, that a lot of people were going to try to lie about it. But And then there's a system that they have, right, when especially something like this, they want people to eat each other, right? Like end up telling on the other person, and then eventually it'll go downhill from there. So we all go into the Bay Area, right, where we're just talking amongst ourselves. And I remember saying, I didn't buy any pills, man. Like, I took one. I was like, I just took one. And they were like, dude, if you say that, though, they're not going to believe you. And I listened to other people's opinions. And also there was this part of me where I didn't want to get in trouble too, right? So I ended up following suit with everybody else, and I lied about it, right? They even asked me directly, did you take the pill? Because he said that you did. And I said, no, I didn't. And I lied to the drill sergeant. That was my first mistake. And then the second one is when we all got pulled into the MP station, where I actually had to make a sworn statement, and then I lied again. And I also, the story in between that is that I listened to those people again. Now, I go back to the Bay. I'm sitting there like, damn, man, like, I think I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Like, I may just get kicked out now because of lying about it, right? What do I always say about authenticity, being honest, having integrity? And I let other people talk me into it. But that's a farce, right? That's a false. I am the one who did that. I'm the one that made the choice to take the easy route instead of the hard route, right? The path hard taken is the one that's going to be of the route of honesty, and that's where I failed, you know. But I remember going back, and those guys ended up telling the truth on the second go around, because they were like, there was people just getting caught and finally being honest, I guess. And so all of them make a pact without me, and I don't even know about it. And they're like, as I'm walking into, they're like, hey, you got to go back to the MP station. There are people bringing up your name. So I'm like, all right. As I'm going through, one of the homies is like, hey, don't lie. Like, if you lie at this point, you're going to be in trouble. Like, we all told it. Most of us told the truth. And I was like, Diggs, like, why didn't you just tell me? So, like, I told you guys from the beginning not to lie about it because it's going to get us into trouble. And so it actually turned into something more. And so I went in, obviously told the truth. And yeah, the possibility of getting kicked out was high, but it didn't end up happening. It worked in our favor, but it taught me such valuable lessons. And you guys, the lessons in this are pretty distinct. It's one, what goes without saying is honesty is key. If you're going to be honest about in any situation, it's going to be freeing, even if it's a hard route. I noticed that even when you like are around friends, the difficult thing about this is that, like, when it comes to a point of, like, if they're going to save themselves, they're going to eventually do that because they don't want to get in trouble, right? And if it makes them look better, they're going to make you look bad. And that's what happened. And unfortunately, I was gullible at that time period, but it taught me such valuable lessons, right? And I think the huge takeaway from that whole thing was the fact that, like, you know, being honest is the hard route, right? And being authentic, and another thing too is listening to your gut, listening to that inner. Yeah, you guys, like, listening to that inner voice is key. I feel like it is our inner, so that intuition, that gut, however you want to call it, is literally put there as an inner compass to do the right thing, right? And the right thing a lot of the times is going to be hard to do, but it's worth it. And it taught me, that lesson specifically taught me that even when you have friends and you think that they're your friends, a lot of the times, if it came down to brass tacks, they would choose themselves. So what it taught me is it was a multi-layered lesson. And it's like, go with your gut, man. Go with your instincts. It's put there for a reason. And also, it's like who you put yourself around. I remember my relationships changing a lot after it, because some people, you know, you don't want to keep yourself around people who are like that, right? Like, obviously, let bygones be bygones, you know, like, you're gonna you let that go and make your amends and stuff, but, like, you don't want to stay around people like that, right? So it's a multi-layered, and the reason why I bring this story up is because, like, what is the spiritual side of this, right? And I think about, it was kind of cool today. I was seeing a video of a guy that I actually like. I've been recently following him the last month. His name is Ralph Smart. Check him out, you guys. He's got some really good videos. He's got a strong following too. Like I think it's like a million something. This guy's got some really, he's real deep, very spiritual, on point, you guys. Check him out. I really like his videos. Very different too, the way he is. But yeah, he's one of the inspirations that I have. But he was talking today about of being authentic, right? And a lot of that has to be with our honesty, right? And I think, you know, I've said this in other videos too. And two, I liked what he said. It was like he came from a place of like, and you guys don't think that I'm telling you guys these lessons to point a finger at you, right? I come from a place where I want you guys to know that like I've been through it, right? Like it sucks, and I'm telling you, all the choices that I had made created misery for myself, and you know, a lot of the times that's what will happen. And I just go a little deeper and say that like this stuff happened before I even got to the military. I had followed these situations, had followed me throughout my life, and a lot of it goes back to old programming, right? Like old ways of thinking, old ways of doing. And yeah, man, I just always say it like this, you guys. When you do the work, and what I mean by the work, check out my other videos. There's videos where I actually go into details on how to do that and what it looks like. There's a formula for it, and it is life expanding. You can be a different person than you know what others are being, following the crowd. I'm telling you guys that like, yeah, we're all one unit, right? And unity is going to be our freedom, but you're going to have to not follow the crowd. So it sounds like an oxymoron, right? Like it doesn't make sense, but it will be like when you're in the spiritual path, know that like you're going to do things obtuse of what you're thinking primarily. And that's really difficult because that programming is so implanted, more implanted than you think it is. And I know that lesson too is just like, you could implement that lesson in so many different ways. But I think too is like, be careful who you surround yourself with, man. Like you think sometimes people are your friends, man, and like it could even be your family unit, man. Like you just never know, man. So protect yourself, right? Like a lot of the times these people, they got their own agendas. And believe you me, when you're spiritually awakened, those agendas get revealed. So I know. But just know, for the viewer out there, you guys, is like, if you're listening to this video, know that it has something in here is pertaining to you guys. And just, yeah, choose the people that you're around wisely. Listen to that inner radar, that inner voice, the gut feeling. The gut feeling is it got a brain of itself, and when you listen to it, it won't steer you wrong. And hey guys, I think that's all I got on this one. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Give me 2 thumbs up. I love you guys, and make sure to subscribe. All right, peeps.